for the Florida panthers. This is Koya. Koya is a 16-year-old cougar who has actually also recently joined us. And she's a very curious cougar, so she's coming out to say hi to us.
Yeah. Now we've seen she's kind of gone back in her den there. How indicative is, her retreating in the shade of a wild Florida panther?
I think that it's the perfect way to talk about the wild panthers because they truly are ghost cats. You won't see a cougar generally unless they want to be seen. Mm-hmm. That has been a fantastic advantage for them. It has also been a real challenge for them. And the challenge comes really in our ability to track them. If you were out in the African plain, for example, then it would be relatively easy to track and find the various creatures. But here, the Florida panthers, and because of our sandy ground, a track that was left by the panther could end up being blown away in a breeze that comes later on, or destroyed in a rainstorm. Yeah. So they're really difficult to track, especially when they like to hide like this.
Mm-hmm. So on that topic of their habitat and of them hiding, we're sitting here looking at her enclosure, and we're looking out at what she gets to see, this natural Florida habitat. What would you ask to help return cats like Koya behind us into a natural habitat like what's in front of us here?
The first thing that we have to do is we have to move the public from being just the public to being an informed public, and realize that coexistence is going to be a lot of work of learning how these species survive in this natural habitat. Mm-hmm. And once we do that, then we can make those changes to infrastructures that will allow the corridors to be preserved. We can ensure that those areas that are strongholds are still protected. We can make sure that we are doing our own infrastructure in a smart manner so that we don't introduce continued contaminants to the environment. For example, with the Florida panthers, many of them have mercury that has shown up in their systems and has been in their systems since the late 80s. That is a direct result of some of the practices that we as humans have had. And if we can protect the environment so that we're not causing those extra toxins to be out there, then their prey don't eat it, their prey don't concentrate it, and therefore the panthers don't get sick from it. So it's all part of this big web that we have to be part of and have to understand in order to make sure that we can keep them with us.
All right. Thank you so much, Simba. Storm's rolling in. We're going to have to take off, get going south. I also want to take the time to thank you, thank our organization, and everyone a part of Central Florida Animal Reserve for what they do for conservation, for the habitat, for the species in general, and just for the health of the environment as a whole. We really appreciate it, and we'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Outstanding. See you soon.
Thank you.